It's like those minions in Despicable Me, the movie, going into your brain and looking at how everything is functioning and coming up with a report. So imagine that all there in the brain, these minions working, and maybe some of them are lazy or sleeping, or they have a broken leg, and so things are not working as they should. And a psychoeducational test is a good x-ray of the brain and of how it works, and it lets us know what's getting in the way and what's not working well, and then we can do something about it so you get to achieve your full potential. Initially, psychoeducational testing was designed to assess people joining the military in the US. So educational testing is an objective way that psychologists help parents and teachers and educators understand what's going on in a child's mind in terms of what's limiting them, how it's limiting them, what's getting in the way of success in school and at home. Psychoeducational tests are standardized, meaning that they're developed by assessing hundreds of thousands of students of the same age, and so the questions are tested and the scores are standardized, so when a conclusion is made, it's made with the broader population in mind. Whereas a lot of the online tests are not so standardized. They're developed and maybe tested on a few people, and so then the results and the outcomes can't be relied upon to be a true reflection or an objective reflection of what you may be dealing with. So the standardized tests are more reliable, and the online tests are not as reliable, but they're not bad. So just a caveat or just a disclaimer, psychoeducational testing doesn't look at all types of intelligence. So physical activity or kinetic intelligence isn't looked into, for example, but it does look into IQ, which is global intelligence, relative to kids their age. It looks into academic achievement and academic competence. So depending on what the child has been taught, what their grade level is, all the way from drawing, writing, math, puzzles, spatial positioning. It looks at memory, recall, retrieving information, and a host of others. It looks at how we process information, how quickly we process information. It looks at how we understand abstract reasoning and abstract ideas. So it's quite broad in what it looks at. It's almost like an x-ray of the brain and how the brain functions, both on an intelligence level as well as on an academic level. So our psychoeducational tests are conducted by psychologists who are equipped and experienced in working with children. So they make the environment very comfortable. We have the testing done in a playroom, and so kids have access to breaks. They can take their time doing the test, and the conditions are set up so that they have an optimum environment to show their best selves through the testing. And so do not hesitate to reach out and request a psychoeducational test and assessment done for your child. There are psychoed tests for children up to the end of high school, and there are psychoed tests for adults beginning at the end of high school onwards. So we do psychoed tests for kids who are in elementary, junior high, and high school. We also do psychoed tests for adults who are out of high school, who may be in college or who may be in the workplace. Most insurance companies will cover psychological services, and so we place psychoeducational testing under psychological services, and they are covered by most insurance companies. So for a comprehensive psychoeducational assessment, the rates are $2,000, And if it's just an intelligence test, which is a requirement for some schools for admission, that's $900. The value is priceless. So you get to understand your level of intelligence, you get to understand how you compare with peers and other students in your grade, you get to understand what might be getting in the way of your success, and you get recommendations. The psychologist will give you recommendations on what can be done at school and at home by teachers, by parents, and by you, the student or the adult, in terms of helping you overcome those limitations that are stopping you from achieving your full potential. So the value is that you get to know what to do to be able to achieve your full potential.